welcome to the VitaCast, episode 61. I'm your host, Tyler Oltoff, and with me is Kyle Wakeling.
Am I really with you, Tyler?
I mean, we don't want to get into this again, but if you were literally with me, it'd get awkward. Because I'm not wearing any pants.
Damn it, Tyler, put on some clothes.
I just got off work. I'm laying in bed. I'm relaxing, and I'm recording a podcast.
Oh.
What else do you want me to wear, Kyle?
You're worse than Brian in the early days, Tyler.
Yeah, I think I learned some things from him. I was like, that sounds nice. Because I used to record in, fully dressed, sitting on my desk back when I lived in an apartment. But now my computer's in my room and I'm lazy. So at least we're not video chatting. Right?
Yeah, that's very good.
Or maybe you'd want to see it.
No, thanks, Tyler.
Not even a little bit?
Not even a little bit.
Man. Alright, well, before we get any weirder, let's go into what we've been playing this week. And for me, it's been a couple things. The main thing I've been playing is a ton of Tokiden. I'm getting ready for Kiwami. It's coming out in March, so I figured I would push through the first one and hopefully be able to finish it. I should definitely be able to finish it before Kiwami comes out. I mean, it's, almost 2 months away, so I should be able to do it. Playing a lot of that. Other than that, I've been playing a little bit of Ollie Ollie. Kind of getting excited for that, the second one, so I figured I would play a little bit of the first one and get used to the tricks and all that fun stuff before I get just confused with everything else they add, but also excited. But one thing that kind of frustrated me earlier, I think it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday I was playing the daily grind challenge thing, and I did a practice run, and I totally destroyed the person that got first place, and I was like, yes, this is awesome, time to do it for real. So I'm doing it for real, having a great time, getting towards the end, and randomly my guy just falls and dies, or doesn't die, but he just crashes, and I was like, I didn't do anything wrong. Like, I did an ollie to go to the next grind or whatever, and he just glitched to the ground and just slid across the ground, and I got 0, and I was like, I just shut the game off. I was like, nope, I'm not gonna do that. It was so much fun. I was having a good time, and then that happened, and I was like, that was my time to shine. Your
skater got stage fright, man.
He did. He just, I don't know. It was the weirdest thing, and it frustrated me so much. So I was like, yeah, back to Tokiden. Or I think it was Tokiden. But I just started playing something else. But
you couldn't take the pressure.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, a couple other games I played. Grim Fandango. I'm only playing it when I record on my channel, so it's getting little play, but I'm pushing through it and still struggling massively on each puzzle, which is very frustrating. I actually discovered one puzzle on complete accident. I won't spoil it, but basically I hit a button and I was facing the right direction, and he grabbed what I was needing to grab. And I did not even notice it was there. I literally would have walked past that part a million times, never knowing that. That's the game's fun, but that's just what you have to deal with, which is kind of frustrating because there's nothing that tells you what you need to do, really. I mean, there's a couple things you can think of, but for the most part, sometimes it just feels like a guessing game. Either that, or I just really suck at the game. So, I mean, if you played it before, you can just laugh at me and see how terrible I am if you want. But anyway, well, actually, this is kind of an inside secret for my channel. All my video, or every Grim Fandango video I've made is on my channel about 20 minutes long. A little bit longer, I think, for the first one and a couple others. But the actual record time is about 60 minutes. I edit out me wandering back and forth, talking to myself like an idiot, trying to figure this out. I'm not even kidding, I edit out 40 minutes of boring ass gameplay. Because I can't figure it out.
2/3 of Tyler's gameplay is boring ass gameplay.
Yes, that should be a quote. No, it shouldn't. Kyle, don't. Anyways, yeah, Grim Fandango. I love the art style and I love the characters. so I'm really looking forward to play more. But that game is just, I'm probably gonna go insane by the time I finish that game, if I can finish it. Anyways, the last game I think, actually no, wait, what did we play, Kyle? Did we play Freedom Wars before the last podcast, or did we get your platinum? Wait, that episode was called going, or wait, what was it called? Got to get that plat.
We were gonna get it.
So we did.
It was after the podcast.
Yeah, so we did technically play Freedom Wars, and we got that plat.
Yes, we did.
So yeah, there we go. Oh, Kyle got that plat. So we weren't lying in episode 60 about getting that plat. So yeah, we played a little bit of Freedom Wars, and then after that we played some Dragon Ball Z, and that was a lot of fun. So I think that's it. Oh, no, I lied. One more game that Kyle can laugh at me because I didn't tell him yet, but I played Destiny of Spirits, and apparently I skipped a day, and I am fucking pissed. So, yep, I haven't played Destiny of Spirits since then.
So basically you punished yourself playing that game for all those days for nothing, Tyler.
Pretty much. So
that'll teach you.
That it will. So, I mean, yeah, I don't even want to go into it. I guess I can't really say I played Destiny of Spirits because literally all I've been doing is turning it on and getting that login bonus and then shutting it off. So I don't think that qualifies as playing the game. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely now that you've decided, I guess we'll call it, to quit, that's not playing the game.
Yeah, so there's that. Alright, Kyle, what have you been playing?
Alright. Well, I don't think I've been playing nearly as much as you. I've been focusing more on specific games, not all over the place. Although I have played some stuff. As you said, we played some Freedom Wars after the last podcast. Got me that plat. So I enjoyed that very much, being finished that as far as trophies go, and now I just have to go back for it for fun and for I think I have a couple years left on my sentence, not much though, 80,000 I think, and yeah, multiplayer, so yeah. And after that, we played some Dragon Ball Z, and I've been playing that quite a bit this week. Trying to figure it out a bit, and after I figured it out, getting a little farther. So that was quite enjoyable, and I'm kind of getting into that quite a bit. Also played some Ollie Ollie. We were talking about that the other day, actually, and I've played it a couple times since then. No slip-ups like you had with the daily grind. I think I only played it once, and I beat your score that day.
Yeah.
Other than that, I played a little bit of Senran Kagura Shinobi Versus. Still got to get the platinum on that. I'm like, I think 93%? 92% on that, so only a couple left. And I've been playing Danganronpa tonight, actually going through the school mode to grind for that plat. So yeah, trying to finish some stuff up. It's that, lull time for me, backlog time. Almost got stuck with a Criminal Girls invite only review, which I really did not want to do, but ended up we'll say pawning it, but not so much pawning it off on a NeoGaffer, Shizuka. So thanks for taking that and saving my ass. So yeah, I didn't have to play that. So there you go. That's pretty much what I played.
Nice. Yeah, I kind of wanted to play some of the games that came out this week, which we'll get into soon. But yeah, I guess I'll talk about that when we actually get there. So unneeded little bit right there. Anyways, let's head on to the reviews this week. Kyle, what do we review?
Alright, so only one this week, so that makes it easy. We've got Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, which was reviewed by Brad, and he gave it a 4 out of 5. And he says, quote, Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham is a standout in the series for the Vita and raises the bar for what a Lego can be. It has a fun story that weaves together the various superheroes and villains from the DC universe in a clever way, and the humor is spot on. It's a fun to play game that provides hours of action and treasure hunting. End quote. So it looks like he actually enjoyed this one, which seems like the complaint from the last games is they were too much like the DS counterparts. They weren't enough like the console counterparts. So it looks like they've stepped their game up a little bit on these Vita versions, at least according to Brad here. So if you're interested in that game, might want to check out his review and pick it up. You played this one, Tyler?
No, okay. So I don't know if I think we might have talked about it way back in the podcast when all the Lego games were coming out, and I was always like, "Oh, I love Lego games," and then they started like just dicking me around with which one was the first one that did it? I got it in my head. I just can't think of what it was. It's Lego Marvel Super. No, yes. I think it's the superhero one. The Marvel Super. I don't know. Anyways, it was one of those, and it was terrible. It felt like an iOS, like it was like a speedrun type game. Like you just get in a level and you have to beat it within a certain amount of time. Like you can still beat it with the time like running out. It's just like a kind of an achievement type of thing to get it under the certain amount of time. So every map or level was a speed run, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Like if I want to speed run a level, then I want to just do it on my own, not have the game constantly have a timer at the top, like making me freak out. But the Lego games are all about like exploring and checking out the world and searching for things and all that fun stuff. But those games were like beat the level, beat the level, beat the level, and they were terrible, all of them. And I stopped getting it because that's all they were doing, and I avoided this one because I was assuming it would be the exact same thing. So this is making me want to get it, which is not good because I've already got too many games. And I'm sure in the news we have something to talk about involving Lego games, so I think, wait, did we already talk about it last week, or is it not in this week?
It's in this week's, yes.
Okay, so yes, we have something else to talk about, which is exciting, and more games for me to enjoy. But yeah, I'm looking into getting this game that Brad reviewed, but at the moment, it's not a priority, so there was a long story for you.
Well, thanks for explaining it at least, Tyler, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's like that one that came out, the Lego. Oh God, there's so many Lego games. Lego, the video game, the movie, the video game. That one looked awesome, and I love the cutscenes that they used from the movie, but it was the very similar setup of, beat the level quickly. Yeah, I already went into it. I'm not going to go into it. It was just the same setup that annoyed the crap out of me, and I felt like I wasted my money on it, so yeah. Anyways, let's head on. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I actually haven't played any of the Lego games, but the one thing that I did hear was that pretty much all the games were not so good as a portable version. Other than I did hear that I think it was Legends of Chima Laval's Journey was okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe that one might be one to look into too if you're looking for a Lego game on the go. But the other ones, maybe you want to read the reviews on the site because I'm pretty sure Paul's covered most of them. And I think maybe Brad one or two as well. And yeah, not so great.
Yeah. Yeah, what is it? The first Lego game I played on the Vita was Lego Harry Potter, years 5 through 7, and it was good. You could just tell that it was a 3DS port because it was very grainy, and it definitely didn't look how it could look on the Vita. It's like, yep, this is a 3DS game that they copy-pasted to the Vita. But I platinumed it. It was fun and whatnot. And then Lego Legends of Chima that you were talking about, my ex-girlfriend actually had that game, and that game is what they should be bringing to the Vita all the time, because I think that game is only on the Vita, so it was, built from the ground up for the Vita, which it looks amazing. It actually looks like a Vita game, how it should look, and then they decided to go crazy with the stupid Marvel superheroes and that other one that I forgot, the movie, the video game. Yeah. So, and I don't know about the Lord of the Rings. Actually, wait, yeah, I don't know about the. Wait, is this a Vita game? The Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I think the Lord of the Rings one is a Vita game too.
Okay, yeah, they have the Hobbit one as well.
Yep.
I was getting confused. So yeah, the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit. I'm not sure if those ones are 3DS looking games or not, because like I said, after I got burnt out with Marvel superhero and the video game movie thingy, I have been done with Lego games on the Vita. So yeah, go check out those reviews if you're a Lego fan. But yeah, anyways, let's head on to those new releases. We've got quite a few, so take it away with those new releases, person. Hey everyone, Tyler here. Gonna bring you those new releases for you. But before I get into that, I just wanted to do a little update with something that we noticed after we were done recording the podcast. We've gotten some listener mail that we didn't realize was there from past weeks. So if you're a person that's been emailing us and you haven't heard your question read yet, we will get it next week. So stay tuned and don't be too upset with us. We apologize. But yeah, we will answer those questions next week. We promise. Alright, now to those new releases. For Europe, you guys are getting Eterno Blade. That's a demo. Also, Criminal Girls Invite Only. Draw Slasher and Run Like Hell bundle. Fort Defense North Menace, and Day Tower Rush. And Kick and Fennec. And Kick and Fennec and Rogue Legacy are both free on Plus. And you guys also get Suikoden and Suikoden 2. And those are PlayStation 1 classic games. And for North America, we are getting Criminal Girls Invite Only, Kick and Fennec Real Fishing Masters Challenge, the Eterno Blade demo, SpongeBob Hero Pants, and of course Kick and Fennec and Rogue Legacy are free as well. So feel free to pick those up if you have Plus. We're also getting the Draw Slasher and Run Like Hell bundle, so feel free to grab that if you're interested in those. So there you go. Those are your new releases for the week of February 3rd, 2015. Back to the podcast. All right, thank you for giving us those new releases. There's a few here, Kyle, like I mentioned before. Are you going to get any?
Well, I've actually already got one. Kick and Fennec, of course, coming to PlayStation Plus for free. So I've tagged that. I haven't quite downloaded it yet because I was downloading it and my battery died. So I plugged my Vita in and then I came out of that and I was like, just pause this for a second and do something. And then I just kind of never got back to it. And yeah, I should probably unpause that now and download that. Tuesdays are always busy for me, so it's hard to get stuff in, kind of. And I just kind of, I don't know why, but I had this feeling like I had to play Danganronpa, so I had to jump into that story mode and do a little bit of that before the podcast tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, just I don't know, one of those feelings where it just drives me to do something, and I kind of forgot what I was going to do. But definitely that one looks interesting to me, and I'm gonna try it out and see kind of what's there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I tagged Kick and Fennec just like you did. I don't have room on my memory card to download it, so that's fun. Yeah, I hit the download button and then the error popped up and I was like, So then I didn't download
Good
it.
times.
Yep. And then, wait, did you say did you buy Rogue Legacy or did you not already have it?
I tagged it. I didn't download it though.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm gonna.
You should play it, Kyle.
I don't know. I'm not so much for roguelikes. I like something that has like a clearly defined path that I need to take.
But it kind of is, kind of not. Like, you know what your objective is, but it's different each time. So you should check out my review. But yeah, like, each section has a boss. It's just the boss location changes if you die. So that's what makes it difficult, because some of the bosses, I mean, if you know where the boss is, you could just literally run there each time and challenge the boss. So making it in a different location makes it like, oh boy, now I gotta figure out where it is again, and it makes it challenging. So I don't know. I don't know if you'd like it or not, but I think you should still give it a shot.
Maybe I will, but it's not high on my list right now. I've got some things that I've bought that I'm like, I gotta play this first.
Well, maybe read my review and see if it tickles your fancy again, or moves up on your list. Well, the other games on here. Criminal Girls. You said you didn't want to review it, so
No.
I kind of know how you think about that one. For me, yeah, it's just I was gonna buy it. Like I looked at it and I was like, "Ooh, look at this special edition. Oh, nothing important. But I might want to get it." And then I just looked at the gameplay and I'm like, I don't know. I should avoid it. Save my money. It's expensive and so I didn't pick that up. And then Real Fishing, I just could care less about those types of games.
I know, me too.
And then the SpongeBob Hero Pants, I want it. I know it's probably not the best, but I want it. And it even has a platinum trophy, and it only has like 12 trophies. Did you look at the list yet?
No, I didn't.
It's literally like 12 or actually I think it might be close to 20 trophies, but they all look super easy, and there's a platinum. I was like, sold. Easy platinum, here I come. No. So yeah, I don't know. I just don't want to buy it, and then of course like, oh yeah, we just sent your copy in the mail, so I'll be like, ah. Although if they did that, I'd probably just sell or give away my copy I bought to like someone on my channel or something. Anyways,
some needy SpongeBob fan.
yeah. And then yeah, I think that's all that the new releases for us in North America. So
Yeah, this week anyway.
yeah, so I don't know if anyone picked up SpongeBob, let me know. But by the time you probably hear this, either I'll know if I'm getting a review copy or I would have already bought it. So, but feel free to let me know. All right, so let's head on to the news. So first up here, this week Sony announced their new music service entitled PlayStation Music. They have decided to partner with Spotify to bring their service to the PlayStation platform. This integration with the Spotify catalog of music will replace the current Music Unlimited service, which in turn was the replacement for the old Curiosity Music service. PlayStation Music will be available on PS4, PS3, as well as Xperia phones and tablets. That list leaves off one very important member of the PlayStation family, the Vita. On March 29th, 2015, Music Unlimited will be closed in all of the 19 countries where it is currently offered. This means an end to the Music Unlimited app, which has been available for the Vita since March of 2012. The news isn't good for Vita owners, as we've already seen the loss of support of YouTube and Maps as well. Granted that neither Music Unlimited or Maps were very popular, the removal for their system is not the kind of message Sony wants to send Vita owners that they should have faith in continuing support. It is possible that PlayStation Music will eventually come to the Vita in time, but it's not planned for the initial launch. However, if past is precedent, then I wouldn't be expecting a Vita version to come anytime soon, if at all. At least we still have Quello HD concerts. Yeah. Anyways, next up, Idea Factory International has announced a limited edition release of Hyper Devotion Noir Goddess Blackheart for North America. Clocking in at $57.99 US, the limited edition includes the following alongside a copy of the game. A XOXO Noir wall scroll. It's 9 by 7.5 feet width and 13 by 5 feet high. Wait, is that inches? That's probably inches. Ignore what I said, feet. That's really tall if it was that. Anyways, 13 by 5 inches height and 100% polyester. Decorate your room with this favorite adorable noir artwork with the high quality wall scroll. Your room will be brighter than ever with Noir's squeezable smile. Is a smile squeezable, Kyle? He's not ready.
I don't know, Tyler. I just don't know if a smile is squeezable. You can probably squeeze somebody's lips, but then I don't know how they'd be smiling.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe they're talking about like how like grandmas like squeeze your cheeks or whatever. Like, oh my god, it's so adorable. Maybe that's what it is, huh?
Maybe.
I don't know. We should look into this. Alright, anyways, continuing on. An illustration book with 46 pages. This hardcover full-color art book is packed with special art and information about the characters in Hyper Devotion Noir Goddess Blackheart. It also includes rough sketches, background art, CG illustrations, cute pixel art, and more. Also, a collector's box. All limited edition items will be packed in this sturdy, double-layered box with a full telescope design. Fans need not worry about unpackaging dents. A reversible cover sleeve art. Can't get enough of noir? No worries. Now you can have the package art from the Japanese standard and limited editions on your video game shelf. Pre-orders for this limited edition version of the game are now available at Iffy's online store. As for the actual release, Hyper Devotion Noir Goddess Blackheart is set to grace our Vitas February 24th in North America and February 27th in Europe. Next up, Finnish developer Frogmind have announced today that their acclaimed hit Badland will be launching this spring on the Vita. Originally released for the iPad in 2013 and with a vision to create a console-quality game for tablets, Frogman state that their dream was always to bring their title to PlayStation one day when the resources and teams were greater. And thanks to the success of the game on their other platforms, it's now a reality in the form of a Game of the Year release. Mixing physics-based gameplay with some creative level design and some dynamic power-ups and some atmospheric presentations, you control Clone and take him on a journey with puzzles, traps, and mini obstacles on your way across 100 different missions. This Game of the Year version boasts more than 4 times the content of the original with a 15 hours single player, 100 co-op missions, and 27 deathmatch stages for some local multiplayer fun for up to 4 players. With refined HD visuals and tweaks to the controls, this will be the most complete version of the game, which will also have cross-save and cross-buy with the PlayStation 4 versions.
Alrighty, moving on. We've hit that news story we were talking about earlier with regards to LEGO. It seems that this week, 3 new titles have been announced by Warner Brothers Games to be coming to Vita, and they are all LEGO titles. First up, we've got LEGO Jurassic World, which will follow the plots from the first 3 Jurassic Park films, as well as the storyline from the 4th film due out later this year, and the game will launch in June.
Woo!
Next up, we've got LEGO Marvel's Avengers, which is based on the films from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, with Joss Whedon's Avengers and the highly anticipated Age of Ultron as the source. It's due out in the autumn, yet you get to play as some of the most powerful superheroes as you bid to save humanity. And last up, we've got LEGO Ninjago Shadow of Ronin, which is based on the untold story of the LEGO Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu TV show. Using their Spinjitzu abilities, players can unleash their ninja's elemental power to smash their way through enemies and solve puzzles, and it will be out in March. We'll bring you more news on these titles as we have it, but for now, at least we know they're on the way.
Oh yeah.
Next up, Arc System Works have announced that the recently revealed BlazBlue Chrono Phantasma Extend will be making its way to Vita as well as other consoles, making it the 3rd Vita entry in the BlazBlue game series. New features in Extend include all of the DLC available for BlazBlue Chrono Phantasma, as well as a new story mode entitled Remix Heart Tour version, which uses the story of the BlazBlue Remix Heart manga. The original version of BlazBlue Chrono Phantasma released back in June, but is actually one of the few Vita titles we've yet to review on the site. Maybe we'll get around to this one somehow, but till then you know where to find news about it. And continuing on, Steven Akana, the Associate Marketing Manager for Sega, has made an interesting post on the PlayStation blog this week, announcing the release of license-heavy fighter Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax in the West this summer. Developed by Ecole and French Bread in cooperation with ASCII MediaWorks, Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax features over 60 new vignettes to explore in its Dream Duel mode, in addition to the original story campaign present in the arcade mode. It also features original cutscenes exclusive to the console versions, penned under the supervision of Dengeki Bunko's writers to add further depth to the interactions of this fantasy crossover, and even stages designed after some of Sega's most iconic series. Here are some of the finer points regarding the fighting system in the title via the PlayStation blog. Quote, Fighting Climax features a fighting system that is both easily understood and complex, thus catering to veterans and newcomers alike. Using weak, medium, and strong attacks, each of the playable characters have move sets that are similar in execution, yet differ in attack range, power, and speed. Assist characters each have 2 moves that can either help you chain your combos or add a defensive strike. giving players a large range of flexibility in custom combo creation and playstyle. End quote. Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax is set to release in the West this summer, available in both regions digitally and in North America as a physical copy. Sorry, Europe. Are you guys excited yet? Because I have to admit, I kind of am.
Are you?
I am, Tyler.
Kind of?
I kind of am. I'm always
Nice.
kind of on the fence about fighting games, but just who's included just it makes me want to play it so bad.
I hate fighting games.
I usually do too, but
I don't know. I guess you'll have to let me know. if you
Kirito and
decide to
Asuna,
pick.
Tyler.
That's not enough to make me want it. Like, it's cool, but I just hate fighting games. Like, the only games, I guess you can't really consider them fighting games, but more of a brawler would be, PlayStation All-Stars. Like, I can get into that, because it's not, like, straight up fighting game style. But I don't know.
I don't know, Tyler. I don't know.
I guess we'll have to wait and see. Maybe I'll read the review and be like, all right,
One
gotta
of these
do
days
it.
I'll talk you into everything I like, Tyler.
Maybe. All right, let's continue on before Kyle talks me into something. All right, next up, new character and setting details have been revealed via Kickstarter for the upcoming spiritual successor to the classic horror Clock Tower game series. Back in September, we brought you news that Hifumi Kono, creator of the Clock Tower game series, and Takashi Shimizu, whatever, director of horror film The Grudge, would be collaborating to bring a new horror game to PlayStation Vita, Android, and iOS. Due to overwhelming support from fans worldwide, a Kickstarter campaign has now been set up to help bring the horror game to PC. At the time of writing, the project currently has 827 backers who have collectively pledged $39,215. To be successful, the project needs to reach $300,000 before the deadline in 24 days' time, which is probably a little less now from when this was posted. Luckily, PlayStation Vita owners won't have to lose sleep on whether the project funds or not, as the originally announced versions will be coming regardless. 2 recent updates on the Kickstarter page have revealed details of 2 main characters in the game, as well as a new information on the creepy setting for the title. In regards to the game's setting, we were told via Kickstarter update that, quote, the story of Nightcry takes place on the Oceanus and premium class cruiser liner that began service in 2003, weighing 47,050 tons and able to accommodate up to 790 passengers. The Oceanus is manned by a crew of 514. It is one of the oldest model cruiser liners owned and managed by Golden Horn Cruise Line. The class of rooms passengers stay in are separated by floor, and the quality of service is clearly different. This cruise begins from Venezia, Italy, making a stop at Southampton, England, then finally crossing the Atlantic en route for the Caribbean islands. The heroine and her friends are college students from North America that had fieldwork training in the Aegean Islands, making their trip back on this cruise liner. The first character we were introduced to was Monica Flores. Monica is an American, 21 years old student that takes Leonard Cosgrove's course. She is outgoing and has a lot of friends, but no best friends. She suffers from mood swings and is easily influenced by passing trends. She and Rooney don't get along, likely because they're polar opposites. She comes from an impoverished, I don't know why, but I feel like I'm saying that weird, background. The eldest daughter of 7 siblings, she attends college by working part-time as a janitor and as a waitress. Her dream is to fall in love with a celebrity, and she hopes to accomplish that during the cruise. What a dream. We were also introduced to Rooney Simpson. Rooney, American, 22 years old, is one of the other students that takes Cosgrove's course. She's introverted, serious to a fault, and dislikes standing out. Her grades are relatively high. She has largely lost the will to live after being possessed by suicidal ideations following an incident in her past. Her schoolmates make fun of her, calling her glum and stale, and she gets the sense that she doesn't belong in the group. How depressing. We still wait a release date for the Vita version of the game, but in the meantime, why not help support their push for a PC release by visiting their Kickstarter page, and there's a link available on the site. Next up, we get a better look into the upcoming Cross-Age Rondo of Angels and Dragons TR, which is based off but doesn't mirror the anime. In Cross-Age Rondo of Angels and Dragons TR, you play as Naomi, a rookie paramale pilot who is trying to repay a debt she owes. Gameplay is split into two portions. During the daytime, you can interact with different characters from the series, the drama portion of the game, while at night, you're a dragon fighting fiend, the battle portion. Choices in the daytime bits will change the story, increasing the bonds between Naomi and the other para-male pilots. If the bond becomes strong enough, you can then unlock special event scenes or even summon extra help during the battle portions of the game. Speaking of the nightly battle portions, these epic dragon fights play out like a shooter, earning you money for each dragon shot down. This money earned can then be used to customize your paramail and prepare you for tougher enemies, allowing you to advance to tougher missions. Cross-Age Rondo of Angels and Dragons TR is due to release in Japan sometime this spring. And Kyle has died. Wait, never mind. I still have one more.
I'm like waiting for you and you're like, hey, Kyle has died. Good job, Tyler.
It's 3:30 in the morning. Leave me alone.
Never.
Alright. Everyone's just going to check their MP3 or their iPods or whatever they use, wondering why there's a pause. I'm not going to edit that out. It's dramatic. Deal with it. Alright. Next up. This weekend's Taipei game show has netted us some fresh new information for the highly anticipated Sword Art Online Lost Song. Dengenki Online caught up with the producer Yosuke Futami, whatever, to talk about the game, and got us some answers to a few of our burning questions, the following being relevant to the Vita version via Jamatsu. The story will take roughly 20 to 30 hours to complete. There are no character-specific endings, but each character does have his or her own episodes. A post-launch update will add a big new feature for online mode. You can access multiplayer from the beginning of the story. Completing quests will increase the number of areas you can visit, which will in turn increase the number of multiplayer quests you can do. There's a large number of multiplayer quests. There are raw materials you can collect both online and offline for strengthening your weapon, but the probability of obtaining them offline is much lower. It's also possible to take on more difficult quests with stronger enemies online. If there's only one strong player in the party, however, clearing these quests will be difficult. Cooperation is important. Oh boy, a name I don't know how to pronounce. Ioi and Luna Haruna's dual theme songs are themed around new characters Seven and Rain. Additionally, some gameplay video was captured, which is available for viewing on the site. And now I'll hand it off to Kyle, who has more. There you go. Now it's going to Kyle. Take it away, Kyle.
Well, continuing on with more about Sword Art Online, some new trademark results attempt to affirm what we already hoped and wondered about. Lost Song looks to be coming west sometime in the future. Ever since Sword Art Online Lost Song was announced for release in Japan, the Western PlayStation Vita audience has been wondering about a localization, haven't we, Tyler?
That we have.
Now, after Hollow Fragment hit number 1 in North America and charted for 2014 in Europe, we get what seems to be the most damning evidence yet that the title will hit our shores. A set of trademark applications for Lost Song in the West. Pointed out by NeoGAF Forum and TVL Forum member Takao, the listings for Lost Song trademarks, which are available on the site, show Bandai Namco Games Inc. as the filing company and are from sources covering the US and Europe. Looking at the evidence thus far, not only would it be surprising for Bandai not to bring Lost Song to the West, but it'd be a bad move as well. Those number 1 sellers deserve a sequel. Are you guys excited for Lost Song to make its way out of Asia? Join the club, right, Tyler?
Oh yes, very much so.
Alright, moving on. Yet another pre-order incentive has been put on the table for Digimon Cyber Sleuth, adding free post-launch DLC to the game if activated. The next part of the pre-order campaign has been revealed as downloadable content due a week after the game's Japanese release on the 19th. This post-launch DLC will add 12 new missions, tasking the player to help Dusk Heroine Seo and her Digimon partner Dianamon challenge the 7 Great Demon King Digimon. The way this pre-order campaign works, however, is that they add a new bonus each time a certain number of pre-orders is reached. So if you're interested in the game and can't wait for word of a Western release, you might want to think about pre-ordering and contributing to unlocking this bonus tier. The actual amount of pre-orders needed for this tier, the 4th by the way, after previous tiers were met, hasn't been identified, but I'm sure if they're announcing it, we can't be too far off. Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth is due out in Japan on March 12th with no news yet on a Western release.
Time to trademark it.
That's right. And moving on. A recent tease by the developers of Monster Boy and the Wizard of Booze could suggest that the game is on its way to Vita. Upon announcing the platforms it's coming to, the developer included a PlayStation 4 notification and also said that more platforms are to be announced. Website Pocket Gamer approached FDG Entertainment to ask if the game would be coming to the Vita, and they were offered the following statement. Quote, "We can't confirm anything at the moment, but since we're coming from a mobile business, it could very much happen." End quote. As with all the maybes in this industry, take it with a grain of salt, though I'm sure expressing your interest for a Vita version via Twitter, Facebook, or another media avenue wouldn't hurt.
Not at all. Go for it. Do it now.
Right this second. Pause.
Yes. Hit pause and do it. We'll wait. All right. Welcome back. Let's finish up the last story. Japanese Vita owners can try God Eater 2 Rage Burst from February 5th, as announced by Bandai Namco at the Togaki 2015 Expo that took place in Japan this past weekend. The demo will include the early segments of the game, which will allow players to test the game's new Rage Burst system. Special missions just for the demo will also be available, as will multiplayer between Vita and PlayStation 4 systems. God Eater 2 Rage Burst will release in Japan on February 19th, though it's worth noting that the name Rage Burst was recently trademarked in the West, suggesting a localization announcement may be incoming in the near future. And that's the news!
And the crowd goes wild.
What was that?
Right? I don't know.
That sounds...
The sound busting off when people start cheering.
The sound busting off? When
yeah. I don't know, Tyler. Whatever.
Are you okay? Do we need to talk?
When have I ever been okay?
That's true. That's very true. When do we have any of us ever been okay?
There you go.
I deleted a game while we were sitting here so I could make room for random crap.
What game did you delete, Tyler?
One of the Atelier games. They have like 7 of them.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah. I didn't delete the Aisha one though, since it's newer. I think it was Rorona. I deleted that one. Didn't play it enough.
There you go.
Anyways, alright, let's head on to those talking points, Kyle. What do we got?
Alright. Well, as usual, we're going to start with announced or released games we're looking forward to from the week. So what looks good, Tyler?
You know what looks good, Kyle?
What?
Bandai Namco announcing a ton of games to come west. They need to do... Okay, this would be awesome. Bandai is doing a great job with all these games. They just need to have like their own like Vita Direct in the west. They just need to be like, all right, people, let's have an event. We're going to do this every couple months, talk about games that are coming west, and get you pumped up. And just be like, bam, God Eater 2. Bam. Ah, god damn it. Digimon. Bam, Lost Song. And just have like a ton of like just info about it. Like people would probably go crazy about that kind of stuff. And I think they're like one of the biggest supporters of the Vita lately, so it'd be awesome. And I think Vita owners would go crazy about them, and probably even more people would buy their games because they'd be like, wow, this company's awesome. But, you know, that's just me. Anyways, that's a whole other podcast we could talk about right there. But anyways, yeah, God Eater 2, I'm hoping they announce that to come west because that game looks awesome, and I'm really into the Monster Hunter style, you know, games out there. So that's definitely something I'd love to play. And have on my Vita. Also, Digimon, it's just it just needs to come. And Lost Song is most likely for sure, yes, coming to the West. So that's awesome, and I'm always going to be excited for that one. And then when I finally get it, I'll be going crazy, and Kyle and I can go kill monsters together finally.
Yes.
Which will be great.
Ah, yeah.
And then the Lego Jurassic Park game. I'm excited. I want to see what that one looks like and get my hands on it. All 4 movies. That's crazy. I'm surprised they're not breaking it up into like episode 1 and 2, like movie 1 and 2, and then movie 3 and 4. So, dogs barking, ignore it. But yeah, I'm excited for that one. What else? Hyper Devotion Noir. I'm not the biggest on strategy RPGs, but it's interesting looking, and it's a new take on what they normally do, so I might give it a go. Maybe. We'll see how it is. I don't know. What else? I think that's it. There's always a ton of games I can't think of, and Kyle brings them up, so yeah. Kyle, what are you excited for?
All right. Well, of what we talked about in the news here, of course, God Eater 2 Rage Burst, which was trademarked over here, so, I'm confident that it's coming. I'm looking forward to that. Digimon Story, of course, they need to bring that one over here as well. Lost Song, all these Bandai Namco games, pretty much anything that they're bringing out, we want it. So anything anything Bandai Namco, we're excited. Also, Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax, as I said, I'm kind of excited about that. And Project Scissors, now named Nightcry. I'm really interested. I'm always interested when somebody brings up a horror game, and especially now that we have so few on Vita. Every time somebody says horror game and Vita in the same sentence, I'm there to listen and make sure if it's something I'm even remotely interested in, I'll be there. So yeah, that one's interesting to me. And then of course there's the usuals, Senran Kagura Estival versus the other stuff down the line that we would beat our mothers with baseball bats for.
Whoa. Oh, it's my mom's birthday tomorrow, so I don't know if I'd do that.
You can beat her tomorrow.
Okay, there we go.
Don't want to beat her on her birthday. That's not
nice. Yeah, that wouldn't be very nice at all. I'll just stand outside her room and it's almost 12 o'clock.
Just wait there.
It's almost the 5th.
Ringing the baseball bat in your hand, just I'm ready.
Yeah. Anyways. Alright. Is that all?
That's all for that, I think, yeah.
Alright, let's head on to the next talking point.
Alright, well, it's kind of a talking point. It kind of isn't, but I thought we'd throw out there what we know about February's releases for PlayStation Vita. Just to kind of inform those who may not have seen the video that we have on the site or the post on the site, just kind of let you guys know what's going on. So, of course, we've got the releases that came out this week. We've got the Kick and Fennec release, which also went to Plus, and Rogue Legacy going to Plus, which wasn't a release, but still. We've got Criminal Girls Invite Only hitting North America and hitting Europe on the 6th, Friday. We've got Real Fishing Masters Challenge, which hits this week in North America, and we're not sure about Europe, though it's usually a safe bet to say yes. We've got SpongeBob Hero Pants, which same boat. We're not exactly sure when it's coming to Europe, but we know it hits North America this week. And then we've got Eternal Blade, which is also known as Time Avenger, and that's hitting this week in Europe and next week for North America. And we've got Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 2 Sister Generation, which hits Friday for Europe. Then we've also got some more going into the rest of the month. We've got Suikoden and Suikoden 2 actually coming, which they should be here by the time you hear this podcast. Though they're PlayStation 1 classics, they're supposed to be compatible with the Vita as well. We've got Time Avenger, as I said, on the 10th for North America. We've got Desert Ashes. It's supposed to be out this month, they think, but they're having some issues with their online servers, so might be pushed back. They're hoping soon, but we'll see. We've got Minutes for sure. It's coming out on the 10th for North America. It's already available in Europe. We've got Rugby 15, again, already available in Europe, coming on the 10th for North America. We've got Hotaru no Nakai, The Firefly Diary, coming on the 24th to North America and the 25th to Europe. We've got Hyper Devotion Noir, Goddess Blackheart, coming on the 24th to North America and the 27th to Europe. And we've got Flame Over, Crinkle Crusher, and La Mulana EX, all slated for February but not given a date. So lots coming, and then there's also obviously going to be those stealth releases that we hear about last minute, or not even last minute, when they post, that happen throughout the month. So there we go. That's what we know about February.
Awesome. Tons of stuff.
Definitely. Some good games in there that I'm looking forward to. Some stuff that I'm going to have to buy going in my to-get list.
Just adding to that damn backlog.
Oh man, I'm digging myself out of it a bit right now, but it's going to be piling up again soon.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Indeed.
All right, well, let's move it along. Let's head on to the listener mail this week. So we got a few here, so let's dig into it.
All right, well, I think we should go back and forth with this since we have so many. So
Okay.
I'll start, and then you can follow up. First up, we've got Hunter Gray at Coolcat, KOOLCAT541 on Twitter, asks, how do you guys feel about all the JRPGs that are coming to the Vita? What do you think, Tyler?
It's pretty cool. I mean, if you're a JRPG fan, then the Vita is something you need because there's a lot, and that just means hours and hours of games to play that you could, hypothetically have just a couple games that could last you the whole year if that's all you really wanted to play on it. So, yeah, I mean, it's awesome, but at the same time, I'd love to see other games coming. So, I mean, it's kind of a, I can't think of the word. It's good and bad, I guess. But yeah, I personally, for me, I enjoy it. But for others, they might avoid the Vita because of that reason. So, yeah. What about you, Kyle?
Alright, well, personally, I'm all for it. I mean, if somebody else isn't going to bring the games, they might as well bring us what they have and what they can bring us. So I'm all for the JRPGs, though I won't necessarily like them all as much as other people do, as noted by Tales of Hearts R. There are some that I will enjoy more than other people, probably. Maybe Sword Art Online is one of those. And there's always tons of JRPGs to choose from. So if you're looking for something RPG to play and you don't mind going Japanese and you have a Vita, you've got quite a wide selection, and there's tons down the pipe. So it's a good time to be a JRPG fan with the Vita.
That is for sure. All right. Well, thank you for the question, Hunter. Next up, we got Therapist Gamer at Therapist Gamer, and they say, would you buy a 1080p or 720p Vita so PlayStation 4 remote play looked better? Interesting. Would you, Kyle?
No. Yeah, I don't really feel the need to upgrade my Vita to make PS4 remote play look better. I think it looks of a quality that's enough that I can enjoy it on the go and doesn't take too much away from its original. Obviously, it's not going to look like it does on the PS4, but I think most games look well enough on the Vita. The only thing I would like them to do with regards to remote play looking better is maybe make all games have a scalable subtitle option, because sometimes it's hard to read those on the Vita. But other than that, yeah, I'm cool with what we've got.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I mean, it if they said that they're releasing that, I mean, I would assume it wouldn't be for remote play. I would think they would focus it on, like, now the games can look even better that are meant for Vita, but yeah, that'd be cool. But I don't think I would care too much personally. Just like you, I mean, I think what we've got, it works fine and it looks just good enough for what we're doing. So yeah, I'm happy with my Vita the way it is.
There you go. Alright, so I think that's it on that one. Thank you, Therapist Gamer, and on to our next listener mail. This one's from Non-Skippo, as I like to call him, at NONSCPO on Twitter, and they ask, what are your thoughts on the rumor that a price drop is coming for the Vita? And then they include a little link here to a video explaining what the hell they're talking about.
Well, I watched that video just recently, and yeah, I have no idea what they're talking about. I think the Vita is at a good price. I could see how, like, maybe like a temporary sale could be nice and whatnot, but a price drop, I don't know. Kyle, I think you have a lot more to say about this than I do, so feel free to go on.
Alright, so what we think they're referring to, at least, is the PlayStation event that's been announced for February 13th, where Sony's to announce a new PlayStation initiative. Now, I don't really see, like, in this video they claim that Sony insiders have tipped to some sort of price drop coming, and that it's going to be $50, and a whole bunch of very specific information that seems to be pulled from nowhere, when this event doesn't really seem to have any indication that it's going to have anything to do with Vita, and is more likely some sort of Project Morpheus related event, or something new in the way of a PlayStation funded program. Not to say something like PlayStation Plus, but you know what I mean, like that kind of program, like an initiative to give back or do something, or give benefits for something. It just seems like it's going to be that kind of thing that they're saying that it's going to be talked about, not a $50 price drop on the Vita, which I'm not sure where the hell that came from. So yeah, as to my thoughts on that, I think, what rumor? That's kind of just pulling shit out of the air. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like it's just, I don't know. Honestly, I haven't even heard about this until you actually sent us this question. So I feel like I know enough about the Vita and am, like, up to date with everything going on in the Vita, and I don't know. It just does not sound like this is even gonna. I don't think they're gonna mention the Vita's name once. I mean, Kyle and I would probably love to be proven wrong, because that would be awesome, but it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it, and I'm not sure where these numbers and ideas are coming from. Though I think, obviously, with anything that's struggling in a market, a price drop would do well. I don't think there's any indication that that is coming.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Thank you for the question. We're moving on to the next one from John B. at something that's really hard to see from this distance. It looks like 11JBOR.
Yeah.
Awesome. He says, Do you think that Atlas will ever do a remake of Persona 3, like a darkened edition since 4 is golden?
All right, so we've covered this in past VitaCast episodes, though I think the last time we actually talked about it was quite a ways back. Um, we like to call this Persona 3 Sapphire because of the colors that were used in the game and in our minds. And yeah, whether we think it will happen, I think there's a possibility of it happening. I think Persona has garnered enough attention and Golden has done well enough on Vita that it would warrant them making a enhanced version of Persona 3 for Vita. But whether they're going to do it is another question. They've got Persona 5 that's coming out for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 3, and I think it's kind of more likely that they would be working on a enhanced version of that to come out farther in the future for Vita than it would be that they would be making an enhanced version of Persona 3 at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very likely, it's very likely that it could happen, but I don't see it happening before or anytime near Persona 5, so. And, yeah, you never know. I would love it, though. I think I enjoyed Persona 3 more than I enjoyed Persona 4, but Persona 4 was, Vita native, so it felt better than the PSP weird port thingy that they did. So, oh yeah, I would definitely be all over that. I love that game.
All right, so I think we've hopefully answered your question there. Um, yeah, we'd love it, but we're not quite sure they're going to do it. Anyway, thanks for your question there, John B. And moving on. Next one is from Fletcher at Pool7112, Poole 7112 on Twitter. And they ask, I play Freedom Wars a lot, but I find the story gets in the way of a great experience. Do you guys agree?
For me, no. I actually really enjoyed the story, but I've definitely heard this before from other people, so I understand it. But the story for me, it pulled me in and made me feel like I understood what was going on in this world, and it really made the world feel more realistic to me. So, to me, I enjoyed it, but I can definitely see some people just wanting to go on and fight these abductors and not care about what's going on. So, I understand the reasoning behind it.
All right. Well, if I can take kind of a different approach, do I find the story gets in the way of a great experience? No. Do I find the story to be an exceptional story? No. Um, do I wish that the story would be able to advance easier? Yes. I find that the biggest issue, even with the travel options and everything, is getting to the little events that unlock the next story bit. So seems like every 2 seconds you're traveling, all over God's creation to get to some person who gives you something to do so that you can finally accept a mission to go out and fight an abductor to go back and do the same thing over and over again. I don't know. I just think there's too much in between each mission. I wouldn't mind so much if you got back from the mission, it went cutscene, you had the option to just continue on. But the whole, do the whole thing and then run between things, I don't know. It just seemed kind of convoluted, and it seemed like more of my time could be spent playing the game and watching the cutscenes than running between things so I could do that. So that got in the way more than anything else for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, the story isn't the greatest either.
Yeah,
my opinion.
The story is nothing like spectacular, but I think it's perfect for what the game was trying to do. Like, I'm sure they could make a better story, and hopefully with the second one, if they make a second one, which I'm positive they will probably attempt a second one. um, Hopefully they can do a better story and make it more intuitive for what Kyle's not liking with the pulling you out of the experience when you're wanting to just go out and fight things. So, yeah. Thanks for the question, Fletcher. You have anything else to say about that, Kyle? Or are you good?
No, I'm good, I think.
All right, next up, we got a question from Xtema, at Xtema, XTEMMA. And he says, Dear Western publishers, if you're too busy developing games for PlayStation 4, at least localize the already made Japanese Vita games. Not really a question, but Kyle, care to comment?
I agree. I mean, it's hard to convince somebody to start investing money in Vita, but I think that the way that the market is has shown that Japanese games are viable over here. Even if, a lot of people would prefer that you would redo Japanese vocals in English and, do all the extra stuff. But if you have to, releasing a game over here with subtitles isn't going to be the worst thing. Look at Sword Art Online. It was released over here with subtitles and was a pretty atrocious localization, and still managed to do so well in the West. And, just that kind of game hooks people to a point that they can overlook maybe some of those things. So if they're willing to play these games that are kind of, not done to the greatest quality, if you're willing to invest a little money, you might get more buyers, which would equal more profit, which would equal, something that's worthwhile doing. So if you're looking to make a little money here and there with minimal work, other than hiring the people to actually translate and making sure that they're quality translators, there's an option. There's a way to appease Vita fans with less effort than you would have to put into your own game.
Exactly.
All right, well, seems like that one was easy, and
Yeah.
agrees.
Yeah, I don't really have anything else to add. Kyle pretty much nailed it.
All right, there we go. So thanks, Xtema, for your comment. And if anybody is out there who's listening who that would apply to, there you go. You know our thoughts. Moving on to the last listener mail of the podcast. This one's from Carl Rowland at melon_consten, KONSTEN. And he says, I'm sad about the YouTube and maps, but what do you say about the discontinuation of Music Unlimited and the lack of Spotify support?
I could care less about Music Unlimited. Never used it. Never cared to want to use it. Never will use it. And now that it's gone, I'll definitely not use it. And Spotify, I mean, it sucks for people that would want to use it. So for me, don't care about it. If I want to listen to music, I will download it and put it on my Vita, and it will be mine forever, and I'll listen to it whenever I want. But yeah, for someone that actually wants to have this and seeing that it's not coming, as we know, it can be upsetting, and it's just one more thing that the Vita's not getting that we know of that would be nice if they would just support it. But yeah, we'll see. What are your thoughts, Kyle?
All right. Well, I think I'm kind of in the same boat you are. I mean, I don't really give two shits about Music Unlimited going away, and I'm not a Spotify user, so that doesn't really matter to me either. I probably won't ever subscribe to anything that the PlayStation Network offers because I like to have control over my media, so yeah. So, with regards to that, it doesn't really have much to do with me, although I will say that anytime you're taking something away from people that are still active users, in the millions of, a service that they might be able to think one day, hey, I might want this, and then it's not there. You're doing them kind of a disservice, and you're kind of doing, the community that could possibly, jump ship, because that service is there and use, the device more, a disservice as well. So it kind of sucks for those users that would want to use it, or the people that are already using it and then it goes away. That's not the nicest way to treat your customers. But other than that, it doesn't affect me too much, so I'm not too mad. Though I can see why, obviously, other people would be a little pissed off.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the Vita. We're used to this kind of mistreatment. So, hopefully, we'll hear about an announcement coming, but for Kyle and I, it's not really something that we care too much about. Alright, I think that's all the mail we got, Kyle?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. So let's go to check this out. Before we go to check this out, thank you, everyone, for your questions. And remember, you can email us at, because no one decides to email us. I don't know what that is. But anyways, I guess Twitter's easier. But we're podcast at thevitalounge.net. Feel free to email us. We're all on Twitter, which I'll let you know in a little bit when we get out of here, where to go. But yeah, thank you, everyone. And to check this out, and I told Kyle what I was going to say, but I think I'm going to change it. And that is Rogue Legacy. Because it's free on Plus. You have no excuse not to get it. Unless you don't have Plus, then pay for it, you jerks. But yeah, the game is awesome. I reviewed it on the site, so go check it out. Check out my review. I can't remember what I gave it. I think I gave it a really high score. 5, or not 5. I think I gave it a 4.9 or 4.8. And I know I gave it a high 4 or maybe a 5. I don't know. It was a while ago. But yeah, the game's awesome. If you're into rogue-like games, this is definitely one you should jump on. And it's just really funny. It's a challenge, but it's also humorous, which is, can sometimes help you relax a little bit when you're getting pissed off, because you'll die and you'll just be like, oh, and then you'll just have something funny happen. You're like, okay, all right. And I don't know, there's just so much to the game when it doesn't seem like it would be that in-depth, but it is. That when I got it, I just wanted to play the crap out of it, and not because I had to review it, but because I actually enjoyed the game. So that's always nice when you're reviewing a game that you actually enjoy, because I've reviewed a couple games that were not so fun, that were terrible to push through, but I did. But yeah, this game is fun, so go grab it. It's free. And yeah, the other game I was gonna, never mind, I'll save that. We'll save that game for when another game is getting close to release. Teasers.
And I'll just note that you rated that one a 4.8 there, Tyler.
4.8?
So, yeah, close to a 5.
Nice. Yes. So a great game on our scale. All right, Kyle. What's this threads to look at thing? Let us know.
All right. Well, we've kind of been doing a good job on our forum lately. The posting has been up, and we're getting quite a bit of activity around and about. So we thought we'd kind of introduce a couple threads and things that maybe you should look at from the forum. So here's what we've got for you. First up, we've got a new thread called 4 for February. It's Liam's thread, and it's challenging you to pick 4 games to finish from your backlog this month. It's located in the other gaming discussion, so look and see what others are going to try, and maybe add your own names to participate in the challenge as well. We've also just added a new 3DS forum, so if you're fans of that other handheld, it might give you some place to talk without being, hassled too much. We don't tolerate too much, flaming over here at the Vita Lounge, so hopefully it should be a nice place for you to talk whatever you're coming to talk about. We've also got tons of Vita-related threads, of course, including recent ones on the removal of the apps, as we've been talking about a bit this podcast, the lack of PlayStation Vita games in retail, or the perception of it, and tons more. And kind of continuing on with that, we've also got a great new thread inviting you to join our TrueTrophies.com leaderboard, which is growing by the day, and just grew not too long ago with Tyler. So there you go. Yeah, so there's tons to chat about, see, read, learn about on the Vita Lounge forum. So thevitalounge.net/forum. Go join the conversation, guys.
Oh yeah, do it. All right, well, let's get out of here. We've been talking for over an hour. Probably tired of hearing.
Yeah, your dogs are barking. They're like, "Damn, Tyler, shut up."
Yeah, I know. So let's get out of here. Like always, you can find everything that we talked about on thevitalounge.net. We're all on Twitter at the Vita Lounge. I'm at Mr. PSVita Reviews. Kyle is at Teflon Tactics. We're on Facebook. Just search the Vita Lounge. We're also on YouTube, youtube.com/loungeplay, where we post up lounge plays, the February preview, also the VitaCast. I post up the episodes, which I just got caught up again, so we're all caught up except for this episode, which hopefully will be on there right after I get this episode done. But yeah, we do that. Also sign up for the forum like Kyle was just mentioning, so that's the vitalounge.net/forum. Sign up, join the conversation, introduce yourself, talk about the Vita, and also other things. We're on iTunes. Subscribe to us. Let us know how we're doing. And that would be the VitaCast for all of yees. Kyle died.
I'm not dead, Tyler. I was just in awe of your olive ease.
I was trying to rhyme.
Comment. Yeah.
It didn't work.
Yeah, no. I think I'm gonna have to send you a dunce cap for you to wear.
I definitely shouldn't be a rapper. That's not my jam.
No.
I would.
No rapping, no poetry.
Yeah, I would just be terrible at it. I can't rhyme. I don't have the time. Oh, I just found a dime.
Okay, I think we should leave before Tyler's brain, turns to mush from lack of sleep.
Yeah, I'm about to come
farther than it already has.
Hey, it's no crime.
Oh God. I think it's time to get the hell out of here.
Okay. Bye.